Ladies and gentlemen, let me pose a question to you. What if I told you that in just 6 months, you could turn your life around completely? The choices you make right now could guide you towards remarkable success, and that's a fact. 6 months of dedicated effort, 6 months of discipline, and 6 months of making the right decisions, all while refusing to accept anything less than your best. Here's the exciting part. This isn't just a theory. It's a system, a roadmap, a guide that, if followed, will lead you directly to the outcomes you've always desired. Now, I can guess what you're thinking. 6 months? Can I really change my life in that time? I say yes, absolutely. But here's the catch. You need to be ready to do what most people won't. You must be ready to invest in yourself, to push past old habits, and to break free from the patterns that have been holding you back. Because success isn't about luck, it's about making decisions. It's taking control of your life instead of letting life control you. It's about committing to improve today, right now, to become better, stronger, and wiser than you were yesterday. So where do we begin? Step 1 is to take a serious look at where you are, not where you wish you were, not where you think you should be, but where you actually stand. Because you can't change your destination without knowing your starting point. Be honest with yourself. Examine your habits, your daily routine, your finances, your relationships, and your mindset. Are they working for you, or are they holding you back? The first step to changing your life is taking responsibility for it. Next, you need to develop a vision. Not just a vague idea of what you want, but a clear and defined picture of your destination. What does your ideal life look like? How does it feel? Who do you surround yourself with? What activities fill your days? You see, people without a vision drift aimlessly. They roam through life hoping that things will improve on their own. On the other hand, individuals with a vision move with purpose. They wake up energized and excited with a reason to press forward. So clarify your goals. Write them down. Make them real. Because a goal that isn't recorded is merely a wish, and wishes do not change lives. Actions do. This brings us to the next step, creating a plan. A vision without a plan is merely a dream, and dreams without actions will not become reality. So, break it down. What do you need to do each day to move closer to your goals? Success isn't just one giant leap, it's a series of small, consistent steps. Want to get fit? Focus on making the right choices today. Aspiring to build wealth? Start by managing what you already possess. Looking to master a new skill? Dedicate time every day to learning and improvement. Progress is founded in daily disciplines, the small habits, and the seemingly insignificant choices that, over time, yield extraordinary results. Here's the challenge: sticking with it. Because beginning is easy. Anyone can feel motivated for a day, a week, or maybe even a month. But 6 months? That's where the real test lies. The moment you feel like giving up is precisely when you should push through. Especially when it's challenging. That's where champions are forged, because success resides in perseverance. It's about feeling motivated and showing up even when you don't want to. It's about being unmotivated and still showing up. Let's talk about mindset, as nothing will change in your life until you alter your thinking. The way you converse with yourself, the beliefs you uphold, and the expectations you set all influence your reality. If you think success is for others, that life is luck-based, and that your circumstances define your future, you've already lost. However, if you recognize that you are capable, worthy, and have the power to shape your destiny, then no obstacle can stop you. You must visualize it in your mind before holding it in your hands. Now, for the final piece, surround yourself with the right people. No one achieves success alone. You need individuals in your corner who uplift you, challenge you, and motivate you to improve. Success leaves clues, so learn from those who walked the path before you. Find mentors, read books, and listen to those who have accomplished what you aspire to achieve. The right information, when combined with the right mindset and the right actions, will create unstoppable momentum. So here's my challenge to you. Commit for the next 6 months. Commit to growth, to discipline, and to the habits that will lead you to success. In 6 months, you'll either be thanking yourself or regretting that you didn't start today. The good news is that you get to decide. Choose wisely because your future is waiting, and it's time to go after it. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that most people never really fail? They simply quit too soon, stopping right before their breakthrough. They let doubt, distractions, and setbacks convince them that success isn't meant for them, and that's tragic. Success isn't determined by whether you can achieve it. It's all about whether you will keep trying long enough to make it happen. Life has a way of testing you. The moment you decide to change or commit to something larger than yourself, challenges will emerge. You'll face resistance. And that's when most people turn back. They see struggle as a sign to quit. But successful people view struggle as evidence that they are on the right path because nothing valuable comes easily. If it did, everyone would have it. Remember, 6 months is not a long time. In those 6 months, you will encounter moments that will shape you. You'll wake up on days when it seems as though nothing is working. You'll question whether the effort is even worth it. You have 2 choices in those moments. You can revert to old habits, comfort, and routines that led you to where you are now, or you can forge ahead, breaking through to rewrite your story. Transformation won't arrive on a silver platter. It comes from persistence, and the only way to fail is to stop trying. Let's touch on a commonly overlooked aspect, the power of momentum. Success isn't about a monumental breakthrough. It's built on the seemingly minor, everyday decisions you make. It's about gathering small victories consistently. When you wake up early and stick to your strategy, that's a win. Opting for discipline over comfort? Another win. Taking that extra step, making that additional call, or learning that new lesson. Wins, all of them. Over time, these add up to create unstoppable momentum. But here's the catch. Momentum struggles to build if you keep stopping. If you start and stop, you won't gain traction. Without traction, you won't see the results you desire. So commit to consistency now because consistency beats intensity every single time. Let's be clear, 6 months will pass regardless. The clock doesn't stop. Time will go by whether or not you act. So, the crucial question isn't can I change my life in 6 months? It's what will my life look like in 6 months if I don't change? Will you still be making the same excuses and feeling the same frustrations, or will you be standing taller, feeling stronger, and proud of the person you've become? That decision is yours to make, and you need to make it right now. Waiting is merely wasting time. Don't forget that your environment matters too. You can't grow if you're around those who refuse to grow. You can't win if you're taking advice from those who have never won. If you spend time with individuals who complain, make excuses, and live in doubt and fear, that energy will pull you down. On the flip side, if you surround yourself with inspiring, encouraging people who remind you of your potential, then your success becomes inevitable. Take a good look at who you spend your time with. Are they helping or hindering you? One of the quickest ways to change your future is to change your circle. Now, think about something empowering. Imagine it's 6 months from now. Picture yourself having seen this journey through, waking up with confidence, feeling strong and proud. Imagine the regret of not having tried is lifted. Visualize looking back and realizing that the struggle was worthwhile, that every tough moment, sacrifice, late night, and early morning led you to this victory. That feeling? That's what awaits you, but only if you begin, if you stay the course, and if you refuse to quit. So, I ask you again, what will your life look like in 6 months? Because that version of you is waiting, and the only thing standing between you and that future is what you choose to do right now. Let me ask you, what if all that stands between you and the life you desire is a simple shift in mindset? Not talent, Not luck, nor perfect timing, but a decision to think differently, to see things from a fresh viewpoint, and to finally accept that success isn't just for the fortunate few, it's within your reach. That's the truth. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. How you view the world, how you perceive yourself, and how you face challenges all shape your reality. If you wish to change your life in 6 months, the first step is to manage your thinking. Most people spend their lives in a mental cage, allowing fear to dictate their decisions. They let doubt talk them out of possibilities and tell themselves stories of why they can't, why it's too late, or why they aren't good enough. If you believe those things, they'll become your reality because the mind is powerful. Feed it negativity, and it will produce failure. But if you nourish it with belief, confidence, and determination, nothing can hinder you. That's why the greatest battle is fought in the mind. The moment you decide to think differently, shifting from limitations to possibilities, doubt to belief, and excuses to actions is when your transformation starts. Where many go awry is that they wait for proof before they believe. They wait for success before acting successful. They wait for results before committing. But success doesn't work this way. You must believe first, commit first, and put in the effort, trusting that results will follow. That's why many don't transform. They wait for guarantees, signs, and perfect moments. Let me clarify. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment you possess is now. The ones who succeed are those who stop waiting and start acting. Now, let's dive into the importance of identity. You will always operate in line with who you think you are. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, who never follows through, or who feels stuck, that will become your reality. But if you perceive yourself as disciplined, committed, as someone who does whatever it takes, your actions will reflect that. It's not about willpower or motivation. It's about identity. Make the transition from "I hope I can do this" to "This is just who I am," and everything changes. When something becomes part of your identity, it isn't about whether you'll do it, but rather when you'll do it. This is where most people slip up. They attempt to change their actions without altering their beliefs. They force themselves into healthy eating, waking up early, and working hard, but deep down, they still see themselves as undisciplined and inconsistent individuals not destined for success. That's why they repeatedly fall back into old patterns, because the mind gravitates towards familiarity. To change, redefine what home means for you. Then, make success your new norm. Ask yourself, who do you need to become in the next 6 months? Not just what you need to do, but who you need to embody, because actions follow identity. Once you see yourself as a winner, someone who follows through and doesn't quit, your actions will align accordingly. When this happens, there's no ceiling on what you can achieve. Let's be honest, this isn't easy. Changing how you think about yourself and respond to life's challenges takes work, awareness, and daily effort. But what's the alternative? Staying stuck? Living the same year repeatedly, and in 6 months regretting that you didn't start today? No, that's not acceptable. You have one life, one chance to discover what you're truly capable of, so don't squander it. Don't let old beliefs, doubts, and fears hold you back. Decide now that you are ready to think differently, to view yourself in a new light, and to embrace the person you were meant to become. Once you change your mindset, everything else will align. So let me inquire again. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your ability to maintain consistency? Not talent, intelligence, or some hidden formula. Just the discipline of showing up every day and doing what needs to be done. Here's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not luck, background, or connections. It's consistency, the ability to continue long after motivation fades and excitement dwindles. Think about this. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm, only to quit when things got tough? How many times have you set a goal, only to abandon it when progress wasn't immediate? That's the trap that keeps people stuck. They want results now. They want the rewards without the process, But success doesn't operate that way. It's earned through repetition, daily discipline, and the often dull and unglamorous work that many aren't willing to put in. Let's change your perspective. What if, instead of pursuing quick results, you fell in love with the journey? What if, instead of fixating on how far you have to go, you concentrated on what you can do today? The small daily actions matter far more than the occasional big ones. Let me reiterate, the daily small actions weigh more than the occasional big efforts, and that's the key to genuine, enduring success. Many think that success is about grand, dramatic changes. They believe they need a massive breakthrough for an overnight transformation, but that's a myth. Success is founded on small, incremental habits that result in extraordinary outcomes over time. Waking up early when you don't want to, choosing a book over TV, making that extra sales call, opting for the healthy meal, and hitting the gym when no one else is watching. These actions separate the winners from the hopefuls. While many wait for motivation, the successful ones act. There will be days when you feel unmotivated, days when it's inconvenient and you're tired, disheartened, or perceive progress to be slow. These are the defining moments. It's in these moments you have a choice, to push forward or to make excuses. Each time you choose to advance, you grow stronger. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build resilience. Continuing when most would quit sets you apart. Here's the challenge, though. Most don't see immediate results, so they give up. They go to the gym for a week, but when they don't see a six-pack, they quit. They start a business, but when they don't strike gold in the first month, they bail. They try to master a new skill, and if it isn't immediate, they quit. But here's the hard truth. Quitting guarantees failure. Remember, results generally take longer than anticipated. This is where many go wrong. They think nothing is happening. In reality, progress is occurring beneath the surface. Think of a bamboo tree. You plant the seed, water it, and nurture it, but for years, nothing. No growth, no results. Many give up at this stage, but those who persist, who trust the process, who stay consistent, will eventually witness their tree shoot up 80 feet in just a few weeks. Did it grow overnight? No. It was growing silently all along, much like your success. So, are you willing to continue even when you can't see the results? Are you prepared to trust the process, do the hard work, and maintain consistency, even when it feels like nothing is happening? Because that commitment is what differentiates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish. It's not luck or talent, but staying in the game long enough to enjoy the reward. I promise you this. If you commit to 6 months of unwavering consistency, doing the right things daily and staying focused, disciplined, and determined, you will be amazed by what you can achieve. The reality is, success isn't about what you occasionally do, but about what you commit to every single day. So here's a closing question. Are you ready to commit? Not just for a day or a week, but for 6 months of relentless, disciplined action. Because that's the requirement. Not wishful thinking or hoping for better circumstances, but a strong commitment to show up, do the work, and remain on course, whatever it takes. Remember, 6 months will pass, whether you act or not. Time will move forward regardless, but 6 months from now, you will either be ahead, stronger, wiser, and more successful, or right where you are today, wishing you had started. That's the reality, and the beautiful thing is, it's your choice. Choose wisely. Choose discipline over distractions, action over excuses, and growth over comfort. Your future is in your hands, and what you do in the next 6 months will decide where you end up. No one else can do it for you. No one else will hand you success. But if you choose right now that you're ready to commit, to push through, to become the person capable of greatness, then I promise your life will change. Take that first step, do it today. And in 6 months, you'll look back and thank yourself because success isn't given to the lucky. It's earned by those who act.